Welcome in, I'm the Out-of-Sight Drummer. Before we get started on the kit, I want to go over time signatures with you. Just a brief explanation, all right? So you can think of the time signature as the heartbeat of a song. Keeps the rhythm going. It keeps the band in time with each other, all right? Playing the same groove. So the time signature looks like a fraction. It has a top number and a bottom number. Top number tells us how many beats per measure or bar. Bottom number tells us what type of note is going to get the beat or the count. So in the previous video, I showed you how to play a simple rhythm or groove. And that is in the 4/4 time signature, or 4/4 time. Both numbers are 4. So if you remember, we started out counting 1 through 4 a few times. And I told you that each of those numbers is a beat. And all 4 of those beats make a measure in this 4/4 time. So every time we started back at 1, we were starting a new measure. And that's what that top number 4 is telling us, that there's 4 beats per measure. I remember we started out just playing the kick drum and the snare drum. We played the kick drum on beats 1 and 3, the snare drum on 2 and 4. Then we added the hi-hats. Now the hi-hats, we were playing 8th note. So we're hitting those hats 8 times per measure. But we weren't counting every individual 8th note. We were counting every other note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's because that bottom number, being a 4, is telling us that only the quarter notes are going to get the beat or the count. Remember fractions. In a fraction, 4, the bottom number, if it's a 4, it represents quarter, right? So we're only counting the quarter notes. So there you go. Top number 4, 4 beats per measure. Bottom number 4, the quarter notes get the count. Let's refresh. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right. Let's take another. Oh, by the way, that 4/4 time is also known as common time because it's the most common time signature in music. Most songs are in 4/4 time. So let's take another pretty common time signature. 6/8. Top number is a 6, so there's 6 beats per measure. Bottom number is 8, and we will be playing 8th notes on this one typically, and you're going to count every 8th note. So every 8th note is going to get the beat or the count. All right. So today we're going to continue working with that 4/4 time. All right. So I'm going to teach you different patterns on the kick drum. Snare drum and hats are going to stay the same. Snare drum on beats 2 and 4, 8th notes on the hi-hats. All right. All right. So this first pattern I wanted to show you, we're going to be playing the kick drum on beats 1 and 3, but we're going to add an 8th note to the and before the 3. So it's going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right? Wow, my phone's going crazy. I forgot to turn down the voice. Okay, so let's try that together. Now remember, we're going to be counting our measures. Very important that you get in the habit of keeping track of your measures. Okay? So I'm going to do a 4 count and we'll start. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. All right. So now let's try another one. We're going to try a few different patterns. Okay, I'm going to show you about 3 or 4 more. Give you a nice, good practice. All right. So this one, same thing. Kick drum on 1 and 3, but instead of that 8th note on the and before the 3, we're going to move it to the and after the 3. So it's gonna go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. All right. So let's try it together. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. Let's try another one. Now this one, we're going to play the kick drum on beat 1 and on the and before the 3. And that's it. Okay? So it's going to go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right? Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So now let's try another one. So this time we're going to put the kick on beat 1 and on the end after the 3. All right? Beat 1 and on the end after the 3. And that's it. All right? So it's going to go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so let's try it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. Now let's try one more. So in this one, we're going to play the kick drum on beat 1 and on the end before the 3 and on the end after the 3. Okay? So it's going to go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So let's try it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and So there you go. You got a pretty good practice ahead of you. So remember, practice, practice, practice. If you want to get good, keep practicing. You want to have fun on your drums. If you start getting frustrated, just take a break. However long of a break you need, few minutes, couple hours, maybe come back the next day. But you don't want to get so frustrated that you just want to call it quits, okay? It's supposed to be fun. Now, there are going to be some frustrating times, some difficult things that you have to work through, but it should be overall fun, okay? So keep practicing. Start out slow, nice and relaxed, always. All right? So that's going to do it for this one. I'm the Out-of-Sight Drummer. Until next time, God bless. Have a wonderful day.